Has anyone told you there are microplastics in your brain? The first time I heard that, I thought, no way. What kind of crazy talk is this? Then after doing some research, I realized that statement wasn't a metaphor. There are actual microscopic plastic particles that have made their way into our body. They are in our blood, our lungs, our liver, and yes, even our brain. There is a high likelihood they are in all of us, and they might be playing a role in memory loss, in inflammation, and possibly even Alzheimer's disease. I'm Dr. Joanette, your longevity expert and the creator of the Longevity Switch. And today, I am going to break down how this happened. What is it doing to our body and our mind, and what we can do about it? Let's start with, what are microplastics? These tiny fragments of plastic smaller than 5 millimeters, they are everywhere. They come from packaging, cosmetics, fibers in our clothing, and the containers that we store our food in. Pretty much anything synthetic we touch every day. And yes, they do also end up in the ocean, but more importantly, they end up inside of us. In fact, there was a 2022 study that was published in Environmental Science and Technology, found microplastics in 80% of human blood samples tested. That means you, me, all of us, we're carrying plastics inside our bloodstream. And here's the scary part. These plastics aren't just stopping by to say hi and then going on their way. They have moved in permanently, and more are on the way. When it comes to microplastics, size matters. There are microplastics, and then there are nanoplastics. Plastics whose size is measured in nanometers. A nanometer is 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter particle. Particles that are 200 nanometers or smaller are small enough to pass through the blood-brain barrier. Only a few things can actually cross into the brain that easily. Things like alcohol, certain nutrients, and unfortunately, toxins like nanoplastics. In a 2023 study that was published in Toxicological Science, they found that nanoplastics entered mouse brain tissue in as little as 2 hours after exposure. 2 hours. That is how quickly something from our water, our food, and our cosmetics, even some toothpastes, can end up in our central nervous system. So, how are macroplastics actually getting inside of us? Here are the 3 most common ways. Number 1, water, especially bottled water. Remember when everyone kind of walked around the plastic bottle of water? We bought them by the case at Costco and kept them in our cars. And then we realized how bad they were for the environment. But it wasn't until more recently that we then began to understand how bad they are for our environment, the environment of our tissues, organs, and our cells. Studies show a liter of bottled water contains as much as 240,000 nanoparticles of plastic versus the 5.5 particles found in a liter of tap water. Where do all those nanoparticles go once they get inside of us? Once inside, the plastic particles don't just float around aimlessly. They target specific organs, our liver and kidneys, where they then impair those organs' ability to toxify. Also, our lungs, where they cause inflammation, and yes, our brain, where they also cause inflammation and disrupt our brain's ability to break down abnormal proteins like beta amyloid and tau, 2 proteins that accumulate in Alzheimer's dementia. And the damage that they cause it's not just chemical, it's hormonal. They contain chemicals that disrupt our endocrine system, and these chemicals, like BPAs and other chemicals, either activate or block our body's endocrine receptors. For example, some can interfere with testosterone and our estrogen production. The damage is also neurological. In the brain, they can disrupt neurological function. They cause inflammation, potentially leading to cognitive decline as we age. It's long-term. While some microplastics are actually excreted in the stool and urine, other microplastics will stay in the body for months and even years, studies show. If this is opening your eyes, take a second, please, to hit the subscribe button. Every week, I bring you research-backed studies to protect your brain, body, and your longevity. Let's fight this one together. Now, here is where this becomes deeply personal for many of us. Recent studies suggest that microplastics may contribute to the development of Alzheimer's disease. One 2024 paper in the Journal of Neuroinflammation found that nanoplastics disrupt something called autophagy, the brain's cell cleaning process. When autophagy breaks down, toxic proteins accumulate, including beta amyloid plaques, one of the key markers of Alzheimer's. In lab studies, animals exposed to nanoplastics showed memory impairment and early signs of neurodegeneration. This isn't just theoretical anymore. So what can you do? Here are 5 simple things that make a real difference. If you haven't already, ditch your plastic water bottles and also your plastic to-go cups. That cardboard cup of coffee to go is coated with plastic to keep the coffee from soaking into the cup. And heating plastic causes it to release even more microplastics. Instead, use glass or stainless steel. Don't store food in plastic containers or microwave those plastic containers. I shudder when I think about all of those TV dinners we ate over the years in plastic containers with that plastic film on top of them. We put them in the oven and the microwave to heat them up, and then we ate them. Another thing you can do, dust and vacuum regularly. Dust contains microplastics that have been shed from many household items, like our synthetic clothing, our carpets, and our furniture. All release microplastic fibers into the air that are then inhaled, and they settle deep into our lungs. What else? Eat detox supporting foods like broccoli, garlic, and cilantro. They all support autophagy as well as TRE, time restricted eating. Also, foods high in spermidine. Foods like aged cheeses like cheddar and Parmesan. Mushrooms as well. For a more complete list of foods that support autophagy or are high in spermidine, go to my website, growwithdrjoanette.com. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about reducing the load your body has to carry. Microplastics are invisible invaders of our modern life. And now that you know, you are not helpless. And you're not alone. With the right steps, you can protect your brain, your health, your future. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and then head over to growwithdrjoanette.com to learn how to flip your longevity switch. Thank you as well for watching, and I'm Dr. Joanette. I will see you in the next one with more real talk and science-backed strategies for longevity.